We are now at the penultimate session of day 2 of SODACON 2021. We've had a lot of sessions across the day and we've gone across different technologies. We've checked out data, storage, trends in data and storage, and moved towards container storage and cloud native. Now coming back to another session on how to manage your cold storage and archive through ODA support in Soda Foundation. Speaking on behalf of Click to Cloud are Rupal Shipurkar and Prashant Mishra. Over to you, Rupal. I believe your audio is not being shared. Can you please enable audio and share again? You probably need to stop sharing, enable audio and share again.
Hi everyone, this is Rupal. I'm a business head for Click to Cloud and helping Linux Foundation OpenSDS project, which is like Soda Foundation. From beginning, I remember from 2017 when first release was happened, like Zealand, I along with my management and team of Click to Cloud is helping as a core member of this community, and we are really happy to see the progress that we are making so far. I remember the first release when we worked together with Dr. Steven and Zhang Shaoli and other leadership in China, and started defining the process of this community. And I'm very happy to see the progress that we have made so far. Since this this conference is more on to the data and storage side, it's really important for us to understand how this data has been fused on different devices, different industry. And since Click to Cloud is a multi-cloud management company, we have our own products that are based on the different cloud providers, and we are very happy to support this foundation, this Soda Foundation, because it's aligned with our roadmap as well, where we are helping Soda Foundation team and other cloud providers to do the end-to-end integration for managing their hot, cold, and other storages data across the platform through the Soda Foundation. So, as you all know, Soda Foundation has been infused in every part of the business and making every company as a software company. I know it's a data focused audience, so imagine the data that has been generated from every single devices. It's really important to understand like what is cold storage, what is hot storage, what is data at edge, and how it can be managed. I mean, we all talk about cloud, but are we really able to store that huge amount of data on cloud, which is of no use, or could be the for the governing and other security purpose that we are just storing the data. So is that really feasible or an option to manage that data or not? This is something we are trying to solve this challenge with our team members and other colleagues for managing the cold storage and the end-to-end integration with the different cold storage devices in partnership with Japan team, like entire Japan Foundation community team. We are great to learn and upskill our features and the products and technology by working with Japan, Sony team, Japan NTT team, and other leadership. So we are trying to solve the problem of cold storage in partnership with Sony and Japan community. Think about that generation of data which is coming out of media industry or coming out of manufacturing industry. So this is something like today cold storage also can be used as like used to describe purely offline storage, and that is the data is not stored at cloud at all. So sometimes when you hear about a cold storage, it is the old definition that you normally hear, like the cold storage is the data that is in archive or some sort of durable duration, and stored in a secured off-site facility without connecting a network. So when you're managing this cold storage, do you have any tools or the unified platform where you can move the data from one to other? That is what we are trying to solve in partnership with Sony. So if you can see my screen, we have been integrating this Sony ODA device, which is like optical disk archive for managing the cold storage. We are trying to automate the process. Our goal is to provide an automated management offering that can address a variety of range in a cold and the data, which is also will be at edge site, like real-time data processing without latency. So so if you talk about cold storage, so data at cold is to store which is like rarely accessed. Typically, cold storage data must be retained for business or compliance or purpose on a long-term basis, if not identifiably. I mean, if mostly represent the archive material and infrequently access projects or documents. There are historical archive or corporate education sector and many more. So these are the basic data that you always wanted to have it safe and secured, but not really willing to pay the huge amount of money where you store this data on cloud and give the recurring amount. So there is always requirement for managing the data, the archive data at cold storage through the low migration cost, through high read write speed, and with a high in the space and the reliability of devices. So if you can see the optical disk archive, this is one of the best solution that we have been working with Sony that have been encountered specifically for the telecom, like photography or media broadcast and production sports, the corporate entertainment or the education industry, especially healthcare as well, where we see like it gives us the low cost in the migration space. Duration of the disaster is really negligible, or you can say free. It can save, I mean, you can save money of migrating the data multiple times. There is a no literally egress or ingress cost, because you can actually manage the entire life cycle by moving the data from different layers, and it can also give a long-term reliability. So we are happy to collaborate with Sony Image Products and Solution Incorporation. Sony and Click to Cloud are working collaboratively to solve the storage data issue for archiving a large volume of data, which is like rapidly increasing a media archive. So Sony ODA is a best solution where we try to integrate a multi-cloud multi-cloud vendor that provide a large volume of storage data, exceptional durability like simplified archive storage or reduce the cost. So we have integrated a petasite library into Soda Foundation, as well as our own proprietary product called as CloudSbrain, for storing a huge amount of rarely used data, which is through the safe way. Sony ODA use an advanced high like density disk structure, which allows a single generation like three media cartridge to store up to like 5.5 terabytes of data. So if you are industry coming from a media side, if you are industry coming from healthcare side, or even a manufacturing side and have lot of data, you're thinking about managing the data on the different layers and not willing to like store, and it is also not feasible for storing the data at a cloud client side. So let us understand through the installation of use case that we are trying to do. We try to put the entire integration into three phases. First is So let's understand through the use cases that we are trying to solve when you are coming from the different industry and have been managing a lot of data which is on premise or on cloud, or even in hybrid scenario. So if you have an on-premise object storage, like hot storage that we call it, like Skeleton Ceph or EMC ECS or NetApp storage, that is like high maintenance cost and no backup recovery. So cold storage provide you with a seamless backup and disaster recovery, reduce the cost by moving the data from on-premise, from cloud to on-premise. So simply on a hybrid cloud, if you have like objects storing on S3 bucket or a blob or any other storage on cloud, and you want to move the data to on-premise from cloud in the cold storage in order to save the time and cost. So cold storage is an option where it allows you to migrate your data from uh, cold to on-prem, and it assumed that data backup and reduce cost for cloud storage and compliance as well. So when you have an cloud, let's consider a third scenario. When you have the data which is on premise or in cloud, so standard IA, we call it, like in AWS, that cause you much costing, you can choose to move the data to on-premise cold storage with Sony Optical Disk Archive feature through Soda Foundation, which we have integrated recently. This help in data migration from moving the data from cold storage, um, data backup, disaster recovery, and other features. So let us check like how you can perform a migration from this different use cases through Soda Foundation as well as through Cloud's Brain. Um, that is the integration and the contribution of Soda Foundation.
Let us now see integration of Click to Cloud's SODA Foundation with Sony ODA. Login to the SODA dashboard. Enter the SODA login credentials. To perform any operation with cloud or any storage, we need to add storage account. Here, we will add storage backend. Click the plus icon. Specify name of register backend. Select type from drop-down menu. The storage type here I am selecting is Sony Optical Disk Archive. Give region name. Select endpoint where our Sony Optical Disk Archive is running. Select access key generated from Sony ODA dashboard. Enter secret key. Click the OK button. Once the backend registers successfully, let us move on to create a bucket and upload object. For bucket creation, click the Create button. Enter bucket name. Select type from the drop-down menu. Backend which we just registered now. Click on the OK button. Once the bucket is created successfully, type in the search bar bucket name to check. Click the bucket. Inside the bucket you can upload the object. Click the Upload Object button. Select the file here. Upload it. Once the object is uploaded, you can either download or delete it. Here, I will download it and test. You can also create a folder. Click the Create Folder tab. Enter folder name. And click OK. This will create the folder successfully. Now, we will check migrating objects from cloud to Sony Optical Disk Archive. For migration, you need to create a plan in Data Flow. Click the Create tab. Provide a plan name. Select the source bucket from the drop-down menu. Here, I am selecting Alibaba as source bucket, and Sony Optical Disk Archive as the destination bucket. Click the OK button. Once the migration is done successfully, all the objects will be migrated from Alibaba Cloud to Sony Optical Disk Archive. Now, check this into the bucket. This shows that migration is done. Let us check in the dashboard of Sony. Enter the gateway software credentials. From Tenant Explorer list, search the created bucket from the SODA dashboard. It will show the objects that we uploaded, and the migrated object under the nested folder.
I hope you have I hope you understood like how Click to Cloud have contributed for integrating cold storage optical disk archive in Soda Foundation. We are really motivated to grow this community, and we hope you as community members, community leaders, and community supporters can also join this community and be part of this ecosystem. We really want to make sure that as a team we can grow this community and solve a real industry challenges. So we have our community meetings normally happens every week. The TSC meeting that happens every month, we want you guys to join us through a Slack, a LinkedIn and other channels and be part of this ecosystem. If you want to try out these solutions, please do reach out to us and our team members on LinkedIn or email address. By the time we really want to thank you, and let's make this ecosystem big. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rupal and team from Click to Cloud for that presentation on how to archive data to Sony ODA, and we are looking at that as another technology. Now, we also heard, I believe, Fujifilm in the morning when they spoke about it, and there are many other such solutions available now. So looking forward to working on this, and with that, we come to the end of this session. Next up, we will be moving to the last session of the day, and this is going to be a very interesting one. This is a new contributors panel, an experience sharing session where we will be talking with people who have just joined Soda Foundation as students, as people who are contributing to open source for the first time. So let's all move to the last session of the day. It's the new contributors. Please make sure that you tell everybody else. If your friends are around on other sessions, ask them to join. If they are at the booths, ask them to join. It's the last session of the day. Let's all make it to the last session of the day, which is the new contributors panel. Over to you. This is the end for this session. Thank you very much.